Hard, as hard. That was a good old-fashioned America East game, two teams battling to the bitter end. I'm just happy we came on top. But I give Coach Pike a lot of credit for what he's doing with that group. They're the #1 defensive team in this league, and they showed why tonight. And we were fortunate that John got hot, and he carried us, put us on his back, and we're lucky to have John.
Questions for John?
John, how much different are they without Tommy Brent on the floor?
Well, I mean, he's a great player, all defensive team. He's a great player. I mean, he's like sorely missed, I'm sure. So, yeah, it's different. It's different. Definitely, you can't replace a guy like that.
How good of a feeling is it getting into the zone like that in the second half, just taking over the game?
It's pretty nice, you know. Hit a couple in a row. It's always nice to, get it going.
Oh, you need a bank shot.
Yeah.
That's a little hint. I'm in the zone.
In the first half, it seemed like you guys were trying to set up some of the other guys early on, get a few more scoring options. Was there any point in the second half where you felt like you had to take the team on your shoulders because it was just, you couldn't get over that 1-point hump, you kept getting it to 3 or 4 and then couldn't take the lead?
I mean, probably like after I got my third foul and I was out for a while. So when I got back, I wanted to be a little more aggressive, and hopefully I'll be able to get us ahead. And unfortunately, I was able to do that. Some shots went in today, so that was good. But we still have to get better. Still have to do a way better job of finishing games. We've had problems doing that, I mean, all year, but especially it's apparent the last 2 games. And that's something we still have to work on, definitely. So hopefully we learn from this and keep learning and keep getting better.
Going back to Monday night, what was the feeling on the bus after that loss?
I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. It was disappointment, obviously, to let a game go, especially when you have a lead late and not being able to close the game. But hopefully we learn from it and we vow that can't happen again. So we were doing everything in our power to try and trying to get better at the end of game situations and just execute it. So today we managed to finish the game off, and that's a positive. So that's a good thing.
John, I don't know the exact time frame, but I know at the end of the UMBC game there was a long stretch where you didn't score and the lead kind of vanished. Was that a point tonight, you really asserted yourself down the stretch tonight in a big way?
I wanted to remain aggressive throughout, especially in those crucial times where I feel that maybe the team needs me to maybe step up and stay aggressive, and that will help us maybe finish out some of these games. So I'm just trying to do whatever it takes for us to win, and that's what it took today. We were able to get it going. And we got some key free throws with Darryl and some other people, so key plays. So we were able to do it today, and we have to keep on building on this and hopefully going into the future, just get better every game,
Was there any point during that final 3 minutes where it sort of was playing out just like it did at UMBC that you thought in the back of your mind, we can't let this happen again, or it's starting to happen again?
I mean, you can't think about that. I mean, even if doubts do creep in, you have to get them out and move on and focus and be here, in the moment. You can't start thinking negatively, because that's when those things do happen. When the doubt starts creeping in to the back of your mind, maybe this is gonna happen again. You just have to stay focused and remain in the moment. And if you do that, hopefully everything works out, and you could just stay on track and not have the negative thoughts come in and things spiral out of control like that. So I think we did a good job of that today, definitely, of forgetting our mistakes and just moving on and staying in the moment and just trying to keep going,
John, it was your 5th straight game with 20 points or more. Talk about anything in particular that might be allowing you to put those performances together back to that.
I mean, the teammates getting me open shots, finding me, definitely DJ, other guys. So it's just me remaining aggressive, trying to be aggressive, we have some injuries, so maybe with Jake, so maybe be a little more aggressive. And just, just trying to play the best I can and do whatever the team needs.
Do you notice anything different this year with DJ playing his natural position of point guard versus a couple of the guys that you've played with in the past, not to take anything away from them, but they were guys who were more two guards or combo guards who weren't playing their natural position?
I mean, those guys, those guys were great. You see Corey over here and Tyler and all of them. They were great. It may not be their natural position, but they did the best they could, and they did great. And we made it all the way to the championship with them. So this with DJ, he's a great player. He's gonna be even better in the future, I know. But right now, he's a hell of a player. Gets the ball. He had 10 assists last game. I don't know how many he had this game. 6. So, and how many? Like 2 turnovers. So that's a great ratio. I know he has a great assist to turnover ratio on the year. So, I mean, he's a great player. What can I say? He's a great point guard. He's a natural point guard, and that's what you love playing with someone who loves to get people the ball.
All right, thanks, John.
Good job, John. Nobody talked about your 7 rebounds, John, but I will. Chris, great rebounding. You need that.
I mean, looking at the end of game situation, you haven't been happy with it all year, but looking at it, you don't want to have those doubts, but it played out very similarly for maybe the last 3 minutes until those final 30 seconds.
No, you're right. I can't explain it. Work on it every day, And, sometimes human nature steps in, and the guys get a little nervous, man. It's only natural. And it's okay. Because the more and more we get in those positions, I keep saying that, but what is it, the 20th game? Eventually we're going to be more under control and more relaxed. I'm surprised at some of the end of the game situations that, we all talk about exhaling and taking a big deep breath and relaxing out there. And all my huddles were not yelling and berating. It was more encouraging and we're going to get this done, keep a great attitude, and everything's okay. Don't worry about that last play, forget about it. And I think because of that, Darryl goes and makes a couple free throws. If you start dwelling on the negative and don't move on, then you don't make those free throws at the end. Instead, I thought the difference today was we got rebounds. We rebounded the ball at the end. Yeah, we turned it over a couple times, but we also rebounded the ball at the end. They took shots. UMBC hit a couple of those shots. They also missed a couple of those shots, and they got the rebounds. So the difference was our defense and rebounding. Although we weren't the smartest team at the end, we defended and rebounded and got it done.
Talking about rebounding, 8 from Patrick, 7 from John. Everyone got involved in the rebounding. Is that what you want to see, especially with Jeff looking like not 100% out there?
There's no doubt. When we're playing 4 guards, because we're going to play small, we need these guys to all rebound. We need them to gang rebound, and they're a great team. So we beat them by 1 on the boards. That's great. That's good for us. I mean, offensive rebound, they got 2 more than us. That's not good. That's not good. And Joyner is tough and strong. He got 5 offensive rebounds. That's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Now the 6 dead ball rebounds mean we had our hands on the ball, but we dropped it out of bounds. We got to get those. We got to get those. But sometimes when I see 6 dead ball rebounds, I think, all right, well, at least we can set up our defense. So it's not the end of the world when you see dead ball rebounds. But when you see that smaller and you see a lot of offense, that's a problem. That's a problem. But we got to defend and rebound. We have to, and we did a pretty good job in the second half.
Coach, defense and rebounding were a big difference in the UMBC game, but also how big was it having John step up today versus it seemed like he really went invisible against UMBC games?
The funny thing is John Holland, man, he's carrying us. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, he's got a lot of pressure on himself. And watching that tape, I didn't really yell at them. They look like a tired team. The last 3 mentally and physically tired. And I give UMBC all the credit in the world for never giving up, for keep grinding it out against us. And we try to get the ball to John at the end. They did a pretty good job. And, we had some costly turnovers, and they took him away, and we had guys with wide open shots with good looks. I mean, Darryl gets a great look at the end of that game. Dominic gets a great look at the end of the game. Were they the first options? No. It was John. But for whatever reason, they did a good job. And I just kept telling him he wasn't shooting. He was in foul trouble. He was off. I said, you just got to get aggressive. Don't worry about it. And we called his number a lot more. And we opened up the floor for him. And I think he took advantage of that, which is great.
How much of a point of emphasis over the past 2 days was it to get some more contributions on both sides of the ball from Dom, Patrick, and Jeff?
Absolutely. And Travis. You can throw Travis in there. There's no question about it. Every time we watch film, we need more from them. For us to be the best team we can be, they have to produce. I don't care if it's 8 rebounds, 7 rebounds. I don't care if it's 2 points, 1 block, 2 block, whatever it is. Collectively, they got to put up some good numbers for us. Not individually, collectively. I don't want them to. They don't need to get 20 for us, but they need to do their job. And I thought, changing the starting lineup. It was nice to see us only. We were down, but we were only down 11-7. You know what I mean? It wasn't an insurmountable number like it was at UMBC, like it was at Albany. That tires you out too when you get to the end of the second half. You just used all this energy to get back in the game, and now. So I thought Travis is bringing us great energy. Dominic's going to try to do the best he can by filling that role at the 4 spot, being aggressive, looking to make shots. That's what we need. We need another scorer.
Coach, DJ's starting to put up some big numbers in consecutive games. Just how well and how much you think he's progressed from the beginning of the year to now? It seems like, especially distributing the ball, he's really
unbelievable. He's really starting to see the floor well, and I think he's getting more comfortable with the offense. And he's getting more comfortable with where he needs to be on the floor. And he really understands where guys are going to be now because we have all movements when he drives the ball, and it's just fun to watch a freshman start to really grow up into a sophomore. And that's again, he's a freshman. We're putting a lot on his shoulders, and he's standing tall. He's doing some really good things.
Darryl Parton tonight, only 2 from 8 from 4, but a few clutch free throws at the end. Do you think he's feeling the pressure of having to be the number 2 scorer on the team?
You know what? With Darryl, he's trying. He wants to play perfect, and when you play perfect, you end up making mistakes. And I'm trying to tell him, relax, just play your game, defend, get some rebounds, and he's so focused on trying to do that he's just on the offensive end. It's hurting him a little bit. He's not fluent. He looks very choppy out there. Where he's just got to play. Just take your shots when they're there. Drive the ball when they're there. Look for others when they're there. That's fine. We need him to be that scorer. I don't know if he's feeling pressure about the scoring, because Darryl's a good scorer. I think he's feeling pressure about defending and rebounding and trying to get it done.
How much has been going more man-to-man been the product of the 2 teams you've played who are both struggling a little bit offensively, or the fact that you're becoming a little more comfortable playing man-to-man rather than just the 2-3 zone?
It really depends on who they have on the floor. If you have 2 shooters, 3 shooters, sometimes zone is the best thing. If they have a good big man, it's just I do it depending on personnel for the other team. And I want to get to 50. I want to become a 50 team again. Because I think that's when we get stops. And then you hold yourselves accountable for rebounding as well. In the zone, you're doing areas. So it's a little bit tougher, especially when there's 2 guys in an area. So in man, it's a little bit easier to know who's got to tag who and box out who. So man is something that I've been trying to work in practice a lot. So as we continue on here, we're just going to keep mixing it up. But eventually, we got to get to it full time.
Coach, how much different is it playing against them without Tommy Brenton on the floor?
It's a great question. That kid's a beast. That's a kid that you would love to have on your team, and you can't stand playing against him. And you're forgetting about Martin, too. Martin's a tiger. I mean, he was unbelievable last year. I watched our game up there last year when they blew us out of the gym, and he was awesome. He played Corey Lowe, he shut him down, and he's a monster. So without those 2 guys and what they're doing right now, they're in every single game. They have a chance to win every single game. I mean, he's a heck of a coach. They're doing a great job. I really mean that.
What are your thoughts on Mayo, who at one point was going to go here and has looked good this season?
He's terrific. I love that kid. It's unfortunate it didn't work out. He's going to be a thorn in my side for the next 4 years. He's got a nice touch. Now again, I watched a lot of film. You didn't really get to see what he can do. He's hitting 15-footers. He won the game in the second overtime against UNH. He slips on a ball screen, finishes.